This guy right here is the Copper Golem, and he is going to be revolutionary to Minecraft storage tech. I've worked up a really crazy thing here that I'm going to tell you about. This is a item categorizer that is running at 5 times Golem speed. And what I really want to focus on today with this video with you guys is just like what this is, why you want it, why it's a big deal, and how it works and how I got it to where it is. Because knowing all these things is going to let you know why you need it, why you want it, and what the Golem does and still needs to do or needs to continue to do to be able to do something like this. So I wanted to start out with what is a item categorizer really quick, because a lot of you may not know. I actually have always been against these types of systems in the past. Item categorizers have been possible in the past, but they involve like some really crazy like use of minecarts and rails and a lot more redstone, a whole lot more redstone. For the amount of work that you had to put into them and how they worked and the problems that they were prone to, I personally did not like them for a full storage system, so I've never used them. That is now changing. So what an item categorizer is and does is you put a whole bunch of items into a chest. You create a category. I just made some random categories, okay? This category was like all like ground blocks, okay? This category right here was like stuff you would normally put in a valuables chest. This one was just some quartz. This one was some nether ground blocks or other nether blocks. We had every color of glass and glass pane, every color of concrete and concrete powder, and on and on and on. So you can kind of see like the types of things you could do. You can create categories in any way that you want to. This one was fences and fence gates. So basically what you can do is you can make a singular category of items. You get to custom choose what items go into that category. And you can have, in this one, you can have up to 49 items in a category, 49 different items. And then what'll happen is whenever in this case, the Copper Golem takes the item out of this chest, which is where you're going to load things into, or you would create a little like item elevator where you load stuff down here to get shot up there to this chest. Basically, the Copper Golem, they're going to take the item out and they're going to take it and put it in its proper category, because that's how the Copper Golem works. If the Copper Golem were to pick up a stone brick from here, he would then go through every single chest here until he finds a stone brick, and then he's going to put it in the first slot of this chest. That's how he works. And it actually works incredibly well with the Golem, because the Golem just works so much differently than other things do. It makes this type of thing so much easier and allows the redstone to be so much smaller, cheaper, and more simplistic. And what the item categorizer systems are best at is being efficient on space. I've made a ton of different storage systems in my time. Item sorters, well, they only put one single item per row of chests. I've done multi-item sorter systems. They're really nice because then you can allot these slots per chest, but you have to go and allot slots in every single chest, and you usually end up with a ton of space that you never use. So you're not very space efficient there. On top of that, they're pretty complex, at least they can be. Especially as you get larger in size and you have to distribute things bigger and further away. Item categorizers, on the other hand, let me set these categories, and then those items are just going to dump into the bottom chest and fill it left to right, bottom to top. They're a little disorganized, but not too much. Like, you'll know that, like, I could put a sign over here that says that this is my ground blocks chests, and then I can go over here and then I might have to search up to 4 chests to find the ground blocks that I want. But odds are if I start from bottom and work my way up to the top, that I'll find the blocks that I'm looking for. So now that I've explained that, let me explain how I got to the golems being introduced into this and how much of a headache that it was to figure this out. So that way you kind of know and understand what goes into making something like this work. So it all started with figuring out how golems place blocks into chests in the first place. I have a representation right here. When you place down, at least in terms of how golems work right now, this might change, but this is how it works right now. The first chest that you place down is the chest that the golem can access. So in this case, if I place this chest of the double chest first, this is the one that the golems can open. If I go to this side, they don't try to interact with this side at all. This may be some type of bug, or maybe some type of restriction in how Minecraft works. I don't know. But what I do know is that that's how it works right now. So in that scenario, all of this green space is an area where Golem can stand, where his body is, and can reach that chest. And all of the red is where he cannot. So that led me into actually getting this thing to work properly in the first place to some degree, because my first time setting it up, I didn't know that. And it was really weird and random how the golems would sometimes access the chest, and sometimes they would skip chests altogether. So when I go and make a setup like this, what I did was I made sure I was very intentional about what chest I placed first. I placed the left chest first, then the right. And I made sure I did that all the way down 9 chests. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. It's 9 chests for a reason, because the golem will only try to open up 10 chests before he pauses and then just searches all the chests again. So if you have 11 chests, then you are very likely to end up with scenarios where the golem starts to skip chests or never even goes to a chest to begin with. And the way that this thing works is we have 9 chests in the ground, and we have a little block separator here between the copper chest and the regular chest. Golem goes into the copper chest, and then he will search for the chest closest to him. And then once he's done with that one, if he cannot place an item in it, he goes to the next, and the next, and the next. There's a block separator in here because I found that if you put this copper chest right beside these chests, sometimes when the golem's on his return trip back, he may reach that copper chest from kind of far away and actually be standing closer to this chest than this chest. So he would start here and could work his way down that way and skip the first chest entirely. Then the next thing was making sure that the golems actually accessed the right chest that I wanted them to when they got down to the end, the 10th chest. The 10th chest is either an overflow, meaning the item could not be sorted anywhere else here. So when the golem gets to chest number 10, if it did not place an item in any of these chests, it's an item that does not exist here, then he'll pop it in his chest because it's empty. And then we need those items to come out pretty quick. That's why they're at the end of the line as well, because we want those items to come out quick before our golem tries to put an item back into it again. And then those items are going to go over and down and then work their way into this overflow area right here. With the layout that I did here, actually made this really easy. I went through literally probably 20 plus different layouts before I got to this one, maybe more than that. And I had chests all over the place. This one's pretty simple. When he gets to the 9th chest, the next closest chest is the one that's right in front of him, right? So he always goes to the chest that he needs to. And that's important because if this golem places like a stack of something or a stack of 16 of something in his chest, and then this golem gets all the way down here and he tries to open up this chest first that's already got an item in it, he's going to see that that chest already has an item in it. That's the 10th chest. He won't put something in it, and then he's going to refresh himself, and he may start opening up chests this way and then working his way back down the line, and then he's not being efficient then. So that's how we got this part set up and then running down through here. You could also make this a transfer point. I could take everything from this hopper and send it into another one of these systems. I could put another copper chest somewhere over here and a way to get the items from down there or down here to up here to the next copper chest. And I could have another one of these. I could have multiple 9 chest segments of item categorizer. I didn't do that here, and there may be some potential problems with that I'll discuss here in a moment, but we just have one for right now. So the next thing that I needed to do was to figure out how to get the golems to path properly down through here. And basically what I did was I tried to give every golem more than 1 block wide of space, at least for like his, in terms of what his collision is, because I had instances where they would collide with each other through the trap doors. So that would cause them to push each other around, which caused some issues. Obviously, we can't have one jump up or down into the next because then they will be on the same track and they'll push each other. So they have to be separated. And this is kind of what I came up with. Again, tons of iterations of this to get it to this point. but every golem has at least a 1 block height for his head. Some of them have a little bit more than that, just because that's just how it worked out. Like this guy's walking on carpets. The fact that he's on carpets means that this golem right here cannot get up here because he has a block directly above his head. All of this stuff kind of works together to keep them in the line that they're in. And then we have these guys down here, which are within that green zone that I showed you earlier. These guys were the absolute hardest to deal with. And actually, I was only trying to get 4 at first. And then once I figured out why I couldn't get 4, that allowed me to be able to get 5. So one thing that I found that was a big issue in terms of why I could not get these bottom guys to work. What they would do is they would search like a couple chests up here, and then they would skip some and then search a couple more. And I couldn't figure it out. I probably bashed my head against the wall for an hour. And I was about to give up, honestly. But then as I just sat here and I just watched him, it made me think, okay, you know what? Let me take out all the chests down below. So I took out every chest below. So my only chests were these guys and these guys. He worked perfectly. So you know what that told me? The golem, even though he can't get to these chests, he cannot pathfind to them. You would think that the AI of the golems would be smart enough to realize that. And I didn't even have this row. This row was gone. I had this row. So I thought especially like he can't reach that. So I don't have to worry about it. And it should be outside of his range, so we're good. Never even thought about it. But yeah, once I wiped out all the chests, he started working perfectly. So now you may wonder, well, Prowl, how do you have so many chests here now and you're not having that problem anymore? It's because copper golems will not try to put items into a trapped chest. These are all trap chests. I've seen some people say that they would like to see golems use trap chests. I'm a hard no on this after figuring out the ways of problem solving golems and even thinking about regular use case scenarios. There's going to be times, whether it be for this or other things, where you're going to want to have a chest set up, a double chest set up, because it allows you more items, but you don't want the golem to know that those chests are there. Now, in a perfect world, maybe they fix the pathfinding AI issues, and this type of instance would still work with regular chests. But I can see instances out in the open where I might want a chest around that I don't want the golem to go into. So a trap chest is perfect for that. They should definitely leave it that way, in my opinion. I don't see the benefits of having it access a trapped chest being better than the benefits of not accessing a trap chest. But maybe some of you guys a little bit more technical than I am can tell me a reason as to why. But for now, no trap chest for me. So this kind of describes where the golems are, why they are where they are, what they do with the copper chest, and what they do with the regular chest, and how they can all reach everything, which is great. And it works flawlessly now. I did run a little bit of a stress test. So then the question becomes, why the heck did I set this thing up the way that I did? And how can you set this up the way that you want to? So first of all, this is the filter. This is the filter redstone. It's only a 2 signal strength filter, meaning we need less items in the chest. This is good. The less items in the chest for us in this type of setup, the better. We want the least amount possible. So that's what I've done. So if you're going to set up something like this on your own, and you're going to use this redstone layout that I have right here, this is what you need to do. So to get this set up, you're going to go into your category chest, and you're going to put one of every item that you want to be in that category in here. You're going to need a maximum of 9 slots left available at the top. I'll explain that here in a second, but there will be a way to reduce the number of slots that you need to leave available. You'll need at least 5 available, 1 per golem, up to a maximum of 9 available. So if you want to do this the easy way, after you go through and you get all of your filter items in, it doesn't matter how many there are. Once you get them in here, the easy way to do this is to throw in 1, 2, 3 non-stackable items. A wooden shovel is probably the cheapest thing you can get. And then you're going to want to take a stack of, it can technically be any item, but you want it to be an item that is not going to run through the system. The best thing to do would be to name something, like go to an anvil and name an item something. I didn't do that. I'm just going to throw some glow ink sacks in here. I would throw this right here, and this is going to tick all the way down to the point where this redstone turns off. So you see it's 1 right now. We'll just wait. It's going to go, and now it's off. 43 items. So that's my filter item. That's it. That's all I have to do. This chest is ready. So now, whenever something pops in here, let's take a stack of dirt, for example. I'm gonna put a stack of dirt in here. The golems, they're going to now pick that dirt up and they're going to put it in this first chest right here. It's gonna go in the first slot and it's gonna start filtering down. You see here, they're gonna put it in pretty quick because we have 4 of them. And it's going to filter down all the way to 0. And that's it. That's all it is. It's done. It's ready. It doesn't need to do anything else. Now, this way that I just showed you will use the most amount of slots here, which really we don't want to do. So let me show you the better way to do this. And let me see if I can do this properly without messing up. So I'm going to want to have 4 stacks of any item that I'm going to be putting in here. I want to have those 4 stacks available. So let's say that I'm going to have a stack of dirt path, a stack of dirt, a stack of podzol, and a stack of mycelium. Just pick any 4 of your items that are going to be in here. So let's grab this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my first stack right here, my second stack right here, my third stack right here, and my 4th stack right here. That 4th stack is going to empty out some. It's going to stop. I don't know what the number is, 46 maybe, 47. And now we're good. So this does use more of the item that you plan on sorting. If you have plenty of that item available, then this works great. Because now I only have to reserve the 5 slots for my golem to place stuff into. I don't have to, I get 4 extra slots in my chest this way. If I have a really big category, I can do it this way. Otherwise, you can use the shovel technique and the filler item. Either way is fine. And I mean, that's pretty much it. That's how this thing works. This was more of a like theory type video, an educational video to show you guys how this works. I don't want to do a full tutorial on it yet because I suspect that these golems are going to change a little bit in terms of how they work and how their AI works. So whatever they change is going to change this design by quite a bit. But now you know how I got here. So hopefully you follow along with me the next time they do make a change and I make another one of these and I show you how to make it. But if not, you kind of know a little bit more about why you want this, how it works, and how the golem affects everything and how awesome this guy really is. The golem's great for end game storage as well, people. It's not only for the early game. So if you thought golems were only for early game stuff, they're great for that, but they are also amazing for late game as well. I could easily see myself using one of these guys as my permanent in-game storage system. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it, I'm not going to lie, because this is going to be really fun and really cool. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. You found it informative, educational, whatever, entertaining. If you did, there's a like button down below. Give it a click. That'd be awesome. Also, you can subscribe to the channel. That lets me know that you want to see more of these types of videos as well. I have a few more golem videos that I want to do, and I'm not going to tell you what they are yet. They're top secret. But if I get them to work, they're going to be really cool and fun. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.